our blood viewers to RTD's News English edition. As usual, we bring to you the major and top highlights of tonight. The President of the Republic and the Prime Minister of Ethiopia strain economic and diplomatic ties. Constructive dialogue. Integration of the maternity ward in As'ila, a step towards improving maternal health care. And on the international scene, unprecedented escalation. Iran fires nearly 200 missiles at Israel in revenge for Nasrallah and Haniyeh. Those were the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. The President of the Republic and current Chairman of IGAD, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, had a telephone conversation early on Tuesday afternoon with the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Dr. Abiy Ahmed Ali. During this exchange, the two leaders reviewed the progress of economic integration projects between the respective countries while addressing the main regional and international challenges. These consultations are part of the regular in-depth exchange between the senior officials of the two nations, whose relations are distinguished by their privileged nature and fruitful collaboration. The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Roble, the Minister of the Environment and Sustainable Development, Mr. Mohammed Abdul Qadir Musa Hilm, inaugurated the new Giskulis maternity ward at the As'ila Health Post in the Dakar region on Monday morning. On their arrival, they were welcomed by the Prefect of the region, Mr. Hassan Abdi Roble, and the Prefect of the Regional Council, Mr. Mahad Hussein Ahmed. A number of parliament figures were also present, including the Sultan of Gubad, Habib Muhammad Luaita, the region's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Jama' Musa Wa'as, and the region's traditional elders. The inaugural ceremony was also attended by the Director of Health Services of the FFDG, Alan, the President of the Gubad Development Caravan Association, Mr. Ali Abdou Ali, and Jessikolis herself. In a festive atmosphere and to the warm cheers of the committee, the two ministers cut the ribbon to mark the official opening of the new maternity unit. This renovation, as well as the opening of the new maternity unit, is the fruit of exemplary cooperation between the Ministry of Health, the Gubad Development Caravan Association, the French Forces Station in Djibouti, and the Servan Carbon Agency. Thanks to these new modern facilities, the As'ila Health Post will be able to offer high-quality health care services using state-of-the-art equipment, thereby ensuring the well-being of the local population. Mr. Mohammed Abdelkader Musa Halim held this practical initiative as a symbol of the dynamic cooperation between the various players involved. For his part in his speech, the Minister of Health stated that this new mother and child unit will make it possible to offer safe care to more than 400 women a year, thereby contributing to a significant reduction in the maternal and neonatal mortality rate, one of the main objectives of the Millennium Development Goals. This rehabilitation project is part of a wider strategy to improve healthcare provision with a particular focus prevention and raising awareness with communities. After the ribbon cutting ceremony, the two ministers visited the new premises, which are equipped with modern equipment and staffed by qualified personnel to promote the health of the mother and child. The new maternity unit boasts state-of-the-art technical facilities, including a modern delivery room, a hospital ward, and a parental consultation service. The chairman of the Djibouti Ports and Free Zones Authority, Mr. Abubakar Omar Hadi, yesterday welcomed to the Djibouti International Free Trade Zone a high-level delegation from the African Continental Free Trade Zone, led by Dimita Shiwa, the director of it. The aim of this visit was to assess the current logistics infrastructure that supports and strengthens intra-African trade to Djibouti. During their visit, the delegation was able to see at first hand the strategic importance of Djibouti in improving trade on the continent. Djibouti is a signatory to the AFCFTA and will ratify it in 2021, reaffirming its commitment to intra-African trade. These initiatives are a perfect illustration of the country's ongoing efforts to promote an interconnected and prosperous trade environment across the continent.
the trade facilitation facilities that Djibouti has and look at Djibouti's readiness to implement the African Continental Free Trade Area. And I must say that we are quite impressed with what we have seen. We have seen the vision that actually represents the vision of the African Continental Free Trade Area, which is for us to have one integrated African market. And we see that Djibouti is positioning itself to be able to take advantage of this market with the facilities that are on ground. They are facilities that we hope that in the course of our assessments and our recommendations, we will be able to recommend to other parts of Africa to actually do visit some of the facilities that you have here to be able to learn lessons from it towards one integrated African market.
During the discussions that followed, Mr. Abubakar Umar Hadi highlighted several flagship initiatives by the Djibouti Ports and Free Zones Authority aimed at facilitating free trade in Africa. These include the Initiative Sea Air Cargo concept, which combines sea and air transfers to optimize the delivery of goods across the continent. This service already links 27 cities in 24 African countries, strengthening regional supply chains. He also presented the coast, insurance, and freight model, which brings international products closer to their end markets in East Africa, facilitating global trade. Another ambitious project discussed with the delegation was the Trans-African Railway, a strategic investment designed to link the Indian Ocean to the Atlantic. This project symbolizes Djibouti's commitment to playing a key role in the development of Africa's trade infrastructure. As part of the festivities celebrating national unity and social cohesion, the Feast Unity 2024 caravan, organized by the Ministry of Youth and Culture, is continuing its tour of the northern region of the country. It recently made a stopover in Tajura, offering moments of exchange and celebration. On 1st of Tuesday, October 2024, the caravan unit Torch, which has been in Tajura since 30th of September, was warmly welcomed by Mr. Abdul Umar Abdul Qadir, Vice President of the Tajura Regional Council, and Mr. Saleh Hamadou, second GBD Prefect at the Regional Council headquarters. During the convivial meeting, the Egypt Talent musical troupe, made of young artists from Djibouti's various communities, illustrated the mission of the Unity Torch Caravan in the three national languages, of course, Somali, Afar, and Arabic. The aim of this initiative is to promote fundamental values of unity, peace, and living together within Djiboutian society. This morning, as part of the census of the sales outlets, agents from the Ministry of Commerce International Trade Department displayed identification cards with QR codes on the foods of establishments located around the Mahmoud Harbi market. These identification cards drawn up by the Ministry following the census are intended to strengthen and optimize the Minister's database, particularly that of the Directorate of International Trade. The post operation was supervised by the Director of International Trade, Mr. Abdi Farah, accompanied by the Minister's Technical Advisor, Mr. Dahir Jibril Yusuf. During the operation, a customer who had received a trade identification card spoke to the RTD, emphasizing the usefulness of this initiative. Following the establishment of the neighborhoods councils, the region's prefect Abdul Malik Mohammed Bunwita and the president of the regional council, Mr. Shamaki Hassan Alale, handed over a batch of household waste cleaning equipment to the representatives of the communities of the different neighborhoods of the city within the Ali Sibih Roads Agency. Better known by its name, Avas, the ceremony to hand over cleaning equipment for the town's many neighborhoods was attended by Parliament member Filsan Abdullahi Miguel, the director of Avas, Ali Farah Jama, local elected representatives, the heads of the police and gendarmerie detachments, and traditional chiefs. shapes. Tools including wheelbarrows, shovels, rakes, and motorbike tricycles were used to collect rubbish from people living in residential areas and along the main roads in the town of Ali Sibih. Not forgetting protective and hygiene equipment for staff working in the Ali Sibih Roads Agency, such as overalls, gloves, masks, and waistcoats. With this new strategy, Avas aims to make Ali Sibih a model of cleanliness and environmental responsibility. By joining forces, citizens and authorities are committed to building a healthier and more sustainable future for the region.
de sensibilisation.
Guard teams working closely with the French Navy launched a major search and rescue operation at the sea following a tragic maritime incident. A boat carrying illegal migrants capsized just 150 meters off the beach of Asafod near Khor Angar. The tragedy claimed the lives of 48 people, while 115 survivors were rescued. At present, 61 people are still missing, and search efforts are continuing unabated. Teams from the Khor Angar Maritime Coast Guard Station, reinforced by the Djibouti Coast Guard's search and rescue detachment, and units from the French Navy, are working in close collaboration with the International Organization for Migration and its local authorities to maximize rescue efforts and coordinate the response to this maritime tragedy. This large-scale operation has mobilized a wide range of key players and partners. In addition to full commitment of the Coast Guard and the French Navy, the IOM is playing a key role in caring for the survivors, offering them medical care, food, and temporary shelter. The local authorities, under the leadership of the Prefect of the Obakh Prefecture, Mr. Musa Adam Migane, and with the support of the Ministry of Health, are providing crucial support. The Djibouti Coast Guard expresses its deep gratitude to all departments involved for their responsiveness and professionalism in dealing with this humanitarian crisis. Cooperation between national and international services has enabled operations to be carried out particularly difficult conditions. The search is continuing for the missing persons, and all available resources remain fully mobilized to carry out this mission. As part of the drive to promote girls' education, training course for media and press professionals from across Africa was held in Nairobi, Kenya. Organized by the African Union's International Center for Girls and Women's Education for Africa, this training brought together some 20 journalists from 26 September to 28 September. It is a specialized agency of the African Union Commission attached to the Department of Education, Science, Technology, and Innovation. Its mission is to promote girls' and women's education across Africa in order to overcome a persistent challenge such as early marriage, teenage pregnancy, and unequal access to education. The role of the media is therefore essential in raising awareness and disseminating information on these issues. During the 3-day courses, participants took part in interactive sessions and group work also. It was felt that the media must continue their efforts to popularize the issue of this objective is to be achieved on a continental scale. Shifting gears towards the international scene now, Tel Aviv announced last night that nearly 100 missiles have been fired at Israel by Iran. For its part, Iran said in a press release that it had hit targets in Israel with dozens of missiles to average Hassan Nasrallah, the Secretary General of the Lebanese Hezbollah, and Ismail Haniyeh, the head of the Hamas political bureau. The Iranian response comes after a day after Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian said that the Americans and Europeans has promised Tehran a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip if it refrained from reiterating against Israel's assassination of Ismail Haniyeh at the end of July, but that they had not kept the promise, according to the Iranian state media. Air traffic was completely halted at Tel Aviv's Ben Gurion Airport on Thursday evening, according to a spokesman, as explosions rang out in central Israel after Iran launched a ballistic missile attack. Well, by this, our blood viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more as usual. Have a wonderful evening. Take care.